Soviet Combat Sloth here, and today we're going to do a video on some of the items I've picked up in the last few months. It's been a few months since I made a video, like 4 months to be exact, I think. Just kind of, man, life is stressful and I've been just trying to deal with work and different things, and so, but that's given me time to pick up some stuff and yeah, accumulate some DVDs, steelbooks, and just a assortment of video games. And I figure we'll do a showcase on that stuff now. I think what we will start out with is a few of the loose games that I've picked up. Hoo-yah! Cosmic Spacehead, Codemasters. I guess this is man, my stomach growled. It's like a point and click type of game. I watched a little bit about it. $14.99. I think I paid up a little bit for it. Just trying to support a local game store. I thought it was an interesting shaped Sega Genesis cartridge. One of those kind of like, I guess, non-licensed games of various shapes that were available back in the day. Yeah, kind of a point and click adventure game. I'm not sure if it's going to be for me. I watched a few videos on it and yeah, but yeah, I picked that up. I picked this up blindly too, mainly because it was $3.99. I had no idea what it's about. It's called Jam It. And before I jammed it into the console, I did watch a few videos, and apparently it's like a one-on-one basketball game. Like, it actually looked pretty decent. And yeah, so I think that was a cool pickup for $3.99. I did pick up Bubsy 2. Have not tried it yet. I think it's like a platformer, but it's for Super Nintendo, $10. Yeah, I picked up one of those like Retron consoles. I figure I might stick it on my porch with one of my little spare TVs for like when I'm sitting out there growing out there. Like, I got a game system to play and mess around with. But yeah, it's one of those NES Sega Genesis, or well, Super NES Sega Genesis combos. But yeah, picked up Bubsy 2. And we'll do a few DVDs and steelbooks and everything. Shaboosh. Picked up the Weird Al Yankovic movie. Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Hogwarts dude. And yeah, there's a lot of actors in there. I watched it. I didn't care for it, surprisingly. And I do like Weird Al, but yeah, I just wasn't a fan of this movie. But you know what I am a fan of? Pokemon. Yeah, I picked up the 3-movie collection. I don't like this slipcover. It's really boring and generic. But yeah, ew, gross. But yeah, that's what it contains. Pokemon the first movie, Pokemon 2000, and the 3rd movie. Yeah, so I haven't seen those movies in ages, so that was a good pickup for, I believe, $10 at Walmart. And we'll move on. Jordan Peele. I've become a fan of his movies. And in the last several months, I started an eBay store, and which, of course, is you start an eBay account, and then I started buying stuff also. But yeah, the movie Us. I've been on a Steelbook phase lately. It was $10, I believe. I watched this movie, and it was actually really good, I thought. Like, I'm a fan of Jordan Peele's work. Thought that was a good pickup. It's like a horror movie. Like there's like, I'm not gonna spoil it or nothing. Doppelgangers and a lot of running around and scissoring people. Wait, not scissoring people. You know, yeah, they're stabbing people with scissors. But yeah, this is a fucking classic. Starship Troopers. The desire to know more intensifies. Sergeant Rico. Yeah, great movie, and I think I already own it on DVD or something. But look at this freaking steel case, man. My God, that's probably one of the coolest looking steelbooks I've ever seen. Picked it up at Walmart. This is a great movie, Bone Tomahawk. The same writer, I guess, director from one of my other favorite movies is he ended up he made this movie too. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, Bone Tomahawk. It's like a western horror movie, kind of Hills Have Eyes vibe to it a little bit. Like, yeah, good movie. The dialogue is good, like it was written well. The action is quick and intense and over very fast, like kind of how a lot of real life situations happen, like the blink of an eye. But the same guy that did Bone Tomahawk did this movie, and I really like this movie. Yep, from the writer director of Bone Tomahawk, Brawl in Cell Block 99. Vince Vaughn, the funny man, he actually, like, he did really well in this movie. Like, he's a believable badass in this movie, which I never thought Vince Vaughn would be, like, believable in that role, I guess. But yeah, there's some other good actors in there. That guy, he was like a vampire or something in Blade or something, right? I think. Yeah, that creepy old guy. Leto Keir or something. Don Johnson. Yeah, great actor. Jennifer Carpenter. I think she's like from the what's that movie or the show, the series where the guy cuts people up? I don't know. Yeah, but Vince Vaughn, he's like a tall dude. He's like, what, 6'4"? Boom. Yeah, he was like, man, he kicked the shit out of people in this movie. It does get a little kind of over the top and nutty in some parts, but for the most part, like, it was a really well done movie. I did get a lot of steelbooks in the last couple months, so whoops. I didn't really realize how many I had accumulated until now. But yeah, One Cut of the Dead. A little dent right there. This is a pretty good movie. It's like a zombie movie, but with a little bit of a twist, I guess. Is it my favorite zombie type movie of all time? No, I don't think so, but was it good? Yeah. But best zombie comedy since Shaun of the Dead. I'm not sure entirely how I feel about that, but it was fairly good. It was like they're filming a movie, and yeah, I won't spoil it. Watch it yourself and come to a conclusion. But it's a good looking steelbook, at least. Now this zombie movie is really, really good to me. Train to Busan. Oh, I guess it's upside down. Yeah, Korean. Well, we just did a Japanese movie. Now we're doing a Korean movie. I got this for like $5 off of, I think, Mercari or eBay, one of the two. Yeah. It's on, I think it's on Netflix or something, but it was so good I had to get me a copy. And when I seen the copy that the seller had for $5, I was like, I gotta have it. Because at Walmart, it was like 30. Here's one that surprised me. I picked this up actually last night. Most of these other movies I've accumulated over the last few months, but this one was in Walmart. And yeah, I was thinking about it. I picked it up, thought about it, put it back, picked it up. I looked at it like 3 or 4 times and it was like $16. And I kind of was thinking, man, this is going to be one of those stupid ass, like Sharknado, like just dumb movies. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. O'Shea Jackson, like what's that? Ice Cube's son, like he was in there. Ray Liotta, the bear. A bunch of other actors. I guess this was written and directed by Elizabeth Banks. And man, it was actually a really, really great movie. Like it's about like a drug dealer that loses a bunch of drugs out in the forest, and it's kind of like a horror comedy. Everybody's either looking for drugs or like she's looking for the kid. And yeah, it's like there's a lot of dark humor in there, and yeah, it's a good movie. I was really surprised. I give it an 8 out of 10 actually. Yeah, I was very surprised at how good it was. I do not regret picking this up. I'm glad I got it. And I guess what's sad too is I seen at the end it said, "In loving memory of Ray Liotta," and I was like, oh man, I forgot he died. He was like the character in GTA 3, and I remember him in like different, what was he in, like Goodfellas or something. And great actor. He was always kind of playing a bad guy though, and he did well in this movie, and I guess maybe it was one of his last roles. But yeah, Cocaine Bear. I don't know, I think there's like Cocaine Shark and Cocaine fucking Duck or something. I don't know, there's a bunch of dumb. But this one, the one that did the whole animal on drugs thing, like that, yeah, that was a good one, man. Anaconda, picked this up, eBay. Yeah, it doesn't hold up. Like it's still a good movie. I've never been a Jennifer Lopez fan that much, but yeah, rewatching it, I'm like, wow, she's foxy. You like 1997, I think this came out, but yeah, she's so much more beautiful in this. Like, I guess because she looked more natural and everything. And damn, there you go too. Ice Cube. Like we just did a movie with his son in there, O'Shea. And then yeah, Ice Cube. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't think the CGI or the actual, when the what do you call it? The practical effects of the snake, I don't think they hold up as well as they used to. But yeah, it's still a fairly good movie. Pretty cool looking Steelbook. Rocket Man, another movie about a famous singer, kind of like the Weird Al one. But I haven't given this a shot yet. But I've always kind of been a fan of Elton John. This was $10 at Walmart. But hopefully this is better than the Weird Al one. Have to give that a shot in the future. Then this is probably my favorite and most important movie of my life now. Nope. I remember watching this on the airplane to the Philippines or on the way back, one of the two. But I remember out of the handful of movies I watched, this is the one that stuck with me the most. And this is what made me a fan of Jordan Peele. It's an alien movie with really well done visuals. I thought the story was really good. Like, it's not your typical alien movie, I guess. It's yeah, this is a meaningful movie to me now. Like, yeah, I actually paid up for this Steelbook because I really decided I wanted it on a Steelbook. This thing was like $50. So yeah, I guess I had a print collectible. This is actually kind of what started me off. Like, I just got on a Steelbook kick, and as you can see, I've gotten quite a few of them, but this is one of the first pickups I did. This was like $20 on Mercari. The Bourne trilogy there. Pretty cool with the comic book style. I've got a handful of other of this this kind of tan comic book style. But I got those years ago. And I almost forgot. Where is it? Pick that up. Wolverine. I'm usually not into these type of movies, but I kind of been wanting to see that. That was pretty damn good. The one where he's in like Japan and everything. Pretty good movie. And I've always been a fan of Shaun of the Dead. And I really wanted to get Juan of the Dead. It's like Shaun of the Dead, but in Cuba. He's Havana Killer Day. Havana. But yeah. Pretty good. Dark zombie comedy. Is it as good as Shaun of the Dead? I don't think so. I think Shaun of the Dead, I give an 8 out of 10. I think I'd give this a 7 out of 10. 7.5. You could tell it's like more of a budget movie. It's a bit older. Yeah, 2011. I remember seeing previews about it. It's kind of a harder movie to get. It's not like super valuable or nothing, but just not like just not super easy to find. And I finally just like broke down and had to get it because I've been trying to watch it or find it since like I haven't been trying that hard, but since like 2011 or whenever I first seen previews of it. And I finally just was like, fuck it, I gotta get it. Now, I guess we can move on to what what I picked up for games. Picked up Saints Row Notorious Edition. I was in a local game store and I was like, wow, that looks like a collector set. Saints Row. Pulled it off the shelf. I'm like, wow, $25 for a collector set? What does this contain? It's in a kind of like a corrugated cardboard sleeve, I guess. And I was surprised when I pulled the lid off that it does in fact have a steel book. But what is in there? There's like, what are they? I don't want to pull them all out, but in my stomach. Exclusive Steelbook, 4 postcards, character cards, mini art book, double-sided poster, expansion pass, and all that good stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. Somebody told me that when I mentioned to them I got this Saints Row Is it a remake or reimagining? I don't know. But they said it's not that great, but I was like, you know, for $25 though for a collector set, it's still worth picking up, I suppose. I picked this up. I'm trying to get into games that I don't usually play, and this was like 20 bucks at Walmart. Steelbook, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Day 1 Steelbook, Daiichi. Yeah, watched a few videos. It looks like an actually pretty entertaining and engaging game. It's like a, I guess kind of like an open world-ish beat 'em up. Like, looks like there's quite a bit of things you can do, and they're kind of, it almost, from the videos I seen, it reminded me of what's that other game? Man, the one on Sega Dreamcast, the fuck, I can't think of what it's called right at the moment. Way back in the day. Shenmue. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, it gives me a little bit of a Shenmue vibe. This was on Mercari. I had like a coupon, so I was like, I've got a few of the other Far Cry games, but I picked on Steelbook. I think I've got Far Cry 6 and Primal on Steelbook. So I was like, oh, well, I got a coupon. Let me grab number 5. But yeah, Far Cry 5 Steelbook. Pretty cool. I'd like to get Far Cry 3 and 4 on Steelbooks if those are available and I can find them, to round that kind of collection out. This I picked up. It was like a buy 2 or buy 4 get one. I think it was buy 3 get 1. Well, buy 2 get 1 free. So this one was like my free one. It's got the Aladdin games and the Lion King games for Sega Genesis, and I guess yeah, there's different, I think there's like Game Boy versions on there or something like that. I think I might actually get rid of this though, because there's a version out with the Jungle Book. So I think I might sell this or trade it off and get the version with the Jungle Book. I guess I can get it with I can get the DLC like online, but I'd just rather get the physical copy with all 3. Yeah, these are good, enjoyable games for the Sega Genesis, and I figure I'd like to play them and try to beat them or something, get achievements. Like, I think there's like save states and different things. Yeah, rewind time, museum mode. Yeah, there's different features, but I think I will get rid of that and get the version with the Jungle Book. And back onto games that I don't typically play. This, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. It's got some extras inside, but this is like, it's like I don't usually get into like anime stuff, but this is supposed to be a horror game, and you wouldn't think so by the look of it. I don't know a ton about this game, so I'll be going into it semi-blind. It's supposed to be pretty disturbing, but there's some extras in there. I'll probably do a little unboxing video of that specifically. Yeah, it's not typically something I would play, but I'll give that a shot. Now we've got some more old school. This I actually picked up in a lot. I've sold all the other stuff on eBay. But there was a boxed copy of this, Primal Rage. I already had a cartridge. I swapped out the cartridge that was in here and sold it. My cartridge My personal one was a little better, and I needed the box, so I kept the box and sold the cart that was in here loose. The box ain't in the greatest shape, but this is an important game in my life. Like, is it the greatest game in the world? No. It's like Mortal Kombat with kind of prehistoric dinosaur type animals and, yeah, large primates. I don't know what kind of dinosaur that's supposed to be. They do weird things, like there's some of the characters got, like, I think it's that gorilla, he's got like a fart move, and there's different kind of weird fatalities some of them can do, like. But I remember going to arcades or like the bowling alley or something as a kid and playing this quite a bit because I don't know, I just like dinosaurs. And yeah, I remember you can, like, while you're fighting, you can grab like the little cavemen and eat them or something. Like, just a cool game if you never played it. That same lot that I get that in, I decided to keep this too. But Lethal Enforcers. I have the Justifier gun. I think mine's broke. I might have to pick another one up. But yeah, Lethal Enforcers. What a great game. I spent hours and hours playing that game. And now I have the sequel. Lethal Enforcers was like in a more modern setting. Like, you're shooting terrorists and bank robbers and shit at like banks and airports and different things like that. And now, oh yeah, and shooting at like carloads of, like, having gun battles down the streets while you're driving. Like, it's a light gun game, railed light gun game. But yeah, it's kind of the same concept here. You're shooting it out in saloons and on stagecoach battles and with your 6 guns. And yeah, great game. I played it a little bit with the controller, and yeah, I was enjoying myself. Glad to finally have the sequel. True Lies. Always seen some good stuff about this game. Two Dudes Gaming. I bought it from them on eBay. No manual, but it's got the box. And yeah, it's a cool, like, top-down-ish shooter. Cool levels. There's yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. There's like scenes where you're going down the street shooting at different guys, I guess. I haven't made it there yet. The first couple levels I played, like, were pretty decent. Seems like a cool game. I'm happy to have it. I think this was like $30, $40 or something almost. Like $30. Yeah, glad to finally have that in the collection. This is an important game in my life as well. This is probably one of the first video games I ever beat. Math Blaster, Episode 1. I don't think they ever released an Episode 2 for Sega Genesis. I played Math Blaster Episode 1 in school when I was a kid. And, yeah, I think it was like the first game I ever beat. I did not play it on Sega Genesis. I played it on, like, man, I don't even know what the hell it was. Some ancient PC in school back in 90 something. And when I beat the game, I remember it gave you an option to print out a like a certificate thing that said you beat the game and everything. And I remember I was excited. I beat the game. The teacher, I waved her over. She came over, printed it out, and I took it home. And man, I had that little certificate for years. I don't know whatever happened to it, but yeah, it's a cool game though. There's like these little, like, platforming sections where your little guy has like a jetpack and you can fly to the correct answers or different things. Or There's like this space scene where you're in this cockpit and you gotta shoot the trash, different things to come up with the equations for the math problems. And yeah, it's actually a really good game, like, believe it or not. And it is complete. Yeah, this was about $25 or $30, something like that. And I'm happy to have it in the collection. Yeah, very nostalgic for that. And then, back in the day, I did have this. I think I might have had it boxed and everything. I think I paid like around $10, $12 for this. Cliffhanger, Sylvester Stallone. Goes right along with the Arnold Schwarzenegger True Lies theme. This was a movie back in the day, Cliffhanger. I think it was like, maybe a aircraft or something crashed, blah blah blah. I don't know. But he ends up fighting all these. They're either drug, or yeah, they lost money or something, yeah. But Sylvester Stallone, he's like a cliff guide or something, and I don't know, he just kicks the shit out of people on a mountain. Like, I haven't seen the movie in years, but I remember the game was okay, and I wanted it for the collection again, because I have like True Lies, the Predator games, different stuff like that, and yeah. Happy to pick that up for like $10. And then Shaq Fu. Picked this up for like $12 from eBay, along with Cliffhanger. It's supposed to be like a really terrible game, I think, from what people say. I've played it, and I didn't think it was that bad. It's got that kind of digitized, like, Shaq looking character, kind of like they do with like Mortal Kombat. Like, digitized, I guess. And yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat or something. No blood and gore, Street Fighter type stuff. Just one-on-one fighting like Shaq. Enforcer of justice. But yeah, I thought, yeah, no wonder why the animation was pretty good. It's from the designers of Flashback, and if you haven't played Flashback, that is a really decent game. Never beat it, but yeah, Flashback. Try that out if you haven't. They just released a sequel to Flashback on console, I think, too. But yeah, that Flashback had like really amazing animation, and the story seemed really good. Like, that game was awesome. But yeah, I thought everybody said this was supposed to be terrible. I don't think it's like the best thing in the world, but I wanted it for the collection. Look at how young he looks. But yeah, battle against the computer, go head to head, blah blah blah. You know, I played a bit of this, and I didn't think it was. I don't know why. A lot of people, I think, are just too harsh on stuff. Maybe if you bought it back in the 90s when it was like $40-50 or whatever, like, your expectations would have been higher. But for $12, I think it's fairly decent. Yeah, but that is a lot of. That's a pretty big haul, along with the loose stuff. But yeah, I haven't made a video in quite some time, but that did give me a chance to accumulate all this. I didn't get it all at once. I didn't pay top dollar for everything. Like, some of it I paid up a little bit. But yeah, that's like 40 something things or something, I think. Or yeah, some of it, I don't know if it's any good. Some of it, people say, like Shaq Fu and this, they say terrible. Like I say, for the price I got the things for, like, I don't know, it's hard to complain at $4. I thought that was pretty good. Jam it. It's kind of like, one-on-one basketball. It reminds me of what the fuck's that game? The ones for like PS2. NBA Ballers or something like that. But not quite, you know. It's kind of got a vibe like that, or like NFL Street type of deal. Like, I think that's why I like it. It's like, it's not like it's not like one of those, like the official basketball. Like, there's kind of like different little moves you guys can do that are, like, I guess unorthodox looking. Like, I don't know. I like it. Some stuff underrated or kind of unknown. Like, the weirder the better for me sometimes. Like, and that's what I'm finding out is you got to just expand your horizons and try new things. And I guess we'll see you in the next one, boy. And if you've tried any of these games or watched any of these movies, like, leave a comment, tell me what your thoughts are, or, you know, it's good to relive your childhood sometimes, I guess, and get nostalgic, pick stuff up. And well, anyways, Soviet Combat Sloth signing out.